What is the crack, all you Philistines and heretics around the world? How are you getting on?
What a dope,
Ed,
dope.
what's happening? UFC 300. Did it exceed all expectations? And more.
Yeah. That's a bit better. Got a bit of light on me. Better?
Show up your tan. Show up your moon tan.
Uh,
Your sunburn.
I'll probably get some
Uh,
more on.
your moonburn. UFC 300, Reza. Give us your overall initial thoughts on it, I suppose.
I thought it was brilliant. Genuinely thought it was a great. Like on paper, like it was a little bit disappointed from what we were expecting. You know, like we were going to be expecting to have the big, huge fights every fight. So the card itself, on paper, looking at it, was a little bit like, yeah, it's good, but it has to deliver, and it really did. Like I thought it was, yeah, I just thought it was a great card. It turned out to be a great card, and it was a great fight, very exciting. Couple of little upsets in there, or I know I definitely got a couple of my predictions wrong. Yeah, no, it was
That was a mixed
definitely
bag,
delivered.
wasn't it?
Was
Some of
what
the,
again? Then of course we got one of the best UFC moments ever
without a
from
doubt,
it
yeah.
as well. So yeah, no, I think overall success.
Well, I mean, for like the last few weeks, probably since 299, it's been absolute dirt. Hasn't been one good fight. It kind of turned you off the fights, when you're watching it and it's shite, like, you don't be arsed then, but it fucking certainly delivered. First fight to the last fight, like barn, I'd say maybe 3 maximum that I one I thought was a bit shit, but it was what I expected, and then 2 of them I just couldn't give a fuck about.
Yeah, but
Without
then fights
going,
end up being good fights as well. Now again,
yeah,
remember in the last show you were saying to me about what was my process for watching it. So I actually genuinely thought I was going to be starting at the usual time, and that fucked me over. So I went to bed at about 6:30. My alarm went off at 11.
how
I
the
must
fuck
have
you
just
do that?
knocked it off because I
Right.
didn't wake up then until Holly Holm and Kayla Harrison fight.
Ooh, right. So into the prelims.
Yeah, so and
Rough.
then when it was like, don't worry, so I'll just watch it tomorrow when it downloads onto the Fire Stick, and then it never did. It was there now, but it didn't. So I haven't watched the prelims. I will watch it later on when I get home probably or tomorrow.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you want to just go from the prelims on, or are you
yeah,
happy?
because you can give your breakdown of it.
Well, like, right. So, do you know the results in the fights?
Oh yeah, I've seen the results. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, Figueiredo, Garbrandt, it kind of went the way I expected it to go. To be honest, I think Figueiredo just has a few more tools in the toolkit to get the job done. But Garbrandt is a dog, isn't he? You know what I mean? He goes for the fight, he gets stuck in, but I think Figueiredo got the job done.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought Garbrandt would have won it because he has that kind of he's just gamey and he can wear you down as well. And if he gets you tired and he lands that one shot, he can finish you. So I kind of had a feeling that's but again, I was going with nostalgia, I think, on this one. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm not surprised that he lost by submission.
Yeah, Figueiredo kind of broke him down, you know what I mean? But yeah, it just hasn't, since that Dominic Cruz fight for him, it just hasn't gone right. He just hasn't lived up to his potential, you know what I mean? Figueiredo, I mean, yeah, in the bantamweight division now, there's some interesting fights for him there as well. So not too mad at it. It kind of went the way I figured it would go. Bobby Green, Jim Miller. Did you see? Yeah, obviously you've seen the result
I've
of
seen
that.
highlights of that.
Yeah, I mean,
Because again,
first round.
I was looking to watch them yesterday, and I just couldn't. Just wasn't downloading. And usually it's like 11 in the morning, 12 in the morning that it downloads, and it just didn't pop up at all till fucking. It's there now, so I don't know what's going to happen to that. But all day yesterday, I was checking, and it never showed up. So I watched a few highlights, and it looked like it was a bit of a barnstorm. Or was it like Miller was fairly?
I mean, first round, Miller definitely on top. He kept catching Green with the hands down. You know what I mean? And you could see Bobby was kind of like he definitely respected Miller, but as the fight wore on, he figured out the range and he figured out the timing and he figured out the combinations Miller was throwing, and he was able to get there first or get out of the way and get back in. And he just, by the end of like the second round, he took over. Bobby Green took over, but I mean, his eye was, he'd cut under his eye, he'd cut over his eye, his whole eye was swollen just from jabs, straight down the middle, like. But fucking hell, by the end of the third round, he was a bloody mess, and it could have been finished. Just Miller's a tough cunt, you know what I mean? He just kind of hung in there and weathered the storm and lasted the distance, but it was a clear and obvious win for Bobby Green, you know. So kind of the way I expected it to go as well. Well, you went for Miller, didn't you? No, you went for Bobby Green, didn't you?
No, I said Bobby Green, yeah. It's one of the ones I got right.
Andrade Rodriguez. Oh, don't give a fuck. Turner Moicano.
I went for Turner in this. And again, I believe he could have he knocked Moicano down and tried to do the walk off.
Dropped him on his arse and walked away, and you could see the ref about to jump in. And in fairness to Moicano, he hit the deck like he was done, but straight away he scrambled back up to defend himself. But you know, Turner he walked away like he walked.
Yeah, but he went for the walk off knockout, and it wasn't there.
And
like
the ref kind of, you know, as he hit the deck, kind of moved to run in. And Moicano was already on his way back to his feet, you know what I mean? So the ref kind of stepped back and went, no, we're still going here.
And do you think that if Turner went to lunge at him, the ref would have jumped in?
He was done. He caught him in the head. If he'd have followed him down, like, the ref would have stopped it 2 punches later. He was done. It was one of those where he hit him. You didn't blame him turning and walking off, like he was done, but Moicano was just such a fucking savage. He hit the deck and went, right, I'm back, and let back up just on autopilot or whatever it was in the head, scrambled. When it hit the deck, it just said, right, keep going, keep moving. So the ref kind of stepped back and let him, like, he was back to his feet. So, and then he managed to grapple for a minute and get his wits about him and made it to the end of the round, you know what I mean? And came out the next round and just kept taking Turner down and got on top of him and kind of fucking schooled him a little bit, you know. I think I actually did. I pick Moicano? No, I think I picked Turner as well, but it should have gone the way I thought it was going to go. I thought Turner was going to drop him, and I thought Moicano didn't really have the ability to stand with him. But fucking hell, he's definitely a monster on the ground. Like, but then again, Turner hasn't really got the abilities on the ground. He's a bit, you know, he's fucking amazing standing up. He's great striking and all, but he's gonna get handled by cunts that'll just take him down. You know what I mean? If he goes on up that division, who are you gonna start bumping into? The likes of Dariush, Gamrot, and shit like that. They'll just take you down. They'll fucking, you know what I mean? Tsarukian and fucking people like that. They'll just fucking won't play that game with you. You know, so. Yeah, unfortunately, I think he learns a big lesson from it. But yeah, Lopez Youssef, you missed that one as well.
Yeah, I missed that one.
I mean, it wasn't even competitive, really. Lopez just fucking dusted him. That was it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even see any highlights for that at all.
He just kind of he caught me early and just fucking got on top of him and smashed him, from what I can remember.
And was it a knockout or a...
Yeah, I think he finished him. Or did he submit him? I think he might have been hitting him and then submitting him or something, but he fucking got it. It was over quickly. Memory serves, it was fucking a quick deal, and it wasn't even competitive, you know what I mean?
TKO round 1 minute and a half.
Yeah. He got on top of him and like he hit him, dropped him, got on top of him, smashed him. That was it. Something along them lines, yeah. Home Harrison.
This is the one I woke up there.
Right, so give us your take.
But again, second round, literally the second round just started.
Yeah.
And yeah, from what I'm saying, like Home looked fairly battered at the end of the fourth round when the caught when she was standing at the corner.
Yeah, and Harrison take her down, like it was weird. She She tried to take her down and initiate the clinch as if to show that I can hang with you in here. And it was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Just stand back, you know. But yeah, she got well battered. Like,
Maybe she was just trying to like, Harrison is not going to expect this from me, so this will put her off, sort of thing. Like, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, like Harrison kind of went in and finished her fairly emphatically, and that's probably Holly Holmes' last fight. Then I'd say.
it was weird. I kind of felt bad when I heard Dana saying she should retire. I'm like, well, you obviously thought she was good enough to 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 match like Harrison, who, let's be honest, is probably going to be champion within the next fight or two. You know what I mean? In that division, so you thought Holmes was good enough to welcome her into the UFC, but now you're like, yeah, Holmes done. She should retire. You know what I mean? I
Well,
want to
it's
see her
more like
retire.
Holmes is like again, she's kind of a gatekeeper because she's not going to become champion anymore. But
No, but she's good enough to beat a lot of women. There's a lot of women in the divisions that aren't good enough to be champion, but are fighting. Same in the men division. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
no, but she's had a fairly storied career now, hasn't she?
I
Like
know,
in
yeah, I
fairness,
know. You don't want to see her go down the road of fucking Tony Ferguson or something, but at the same
no,
time, I just thought it was like you fed her to the dogs, you know what I mean? It'd be like giving Kevin Holland to fucking MVP wiping the floor with him and then going, yeah, I think Kevin Holland should retire. It's like he was your guy to, you know what I mean?
yeah,
You thought he was good enough to welcome him in. You're not going to tell. You should at least say maybe you should think about it, but of course, if you still want, you know what I mean? I just felt it was a bit distasteful. Like, we know she probably should pack it in. You're not going to be champion anymore. But if she wants to fight again, why wouldn't you let her? You know what I mean? She's not
but no,
done.
but that's the thing. I think he would let her,
Yeah,
but
but to say something like that about someone who's been your go-to for a long time, she's fought the best of the best. She's headlined cards for him. You know what I mean?
yeah, but again, that's why he's saying it. So like, she doesn't have anything else to prove.
I just
You
thought it
know,
was a little bit, you know.
no, I did not. I didn't even flinch when he said I didn't. I didn't think it was out of pocket at all.
I just thought, like, after feeding her to a fucking savage, like, at least give her a bit of, like, yeah, no, whatever she wants to do, you know.
Oh, he
Not
should have
just,
praised her a bit
yeah.
and then said it. But he just like, yeah, I think Holly should retire. I was like, "Grr."
You know what I mean? It's like, all right, fucking cruel sport. The next one, I think, is the one that kind of irked people a little bit. Cater and Sterling.
Well, yeah, well, I say because again, I was only up for it. So when I started watching it, and then this was on, I was like, "Oh, has this been the standard so far? Is it one of these fucking?" Because again, I was disappointed a lot in Cater or Cater, whatever way do you want to say?
Calvin Cater.
Yeah, I was
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't turn up
expected
at
a lot
all.
more from him. It's like he didn't just get going from the very start. And
Now, I
Sterling, like,
didn't realize he was out for a very long time. It was nearly 2 years, I think, he was out with injuries. So he's only back from the injury. And I
did not
mean,
fight. Yeah, but he said this is not his second fight back.
well, it might be a second fight back. Why? What's it saying?
No, I'm just asking because yeah, because if that actually it would make sense if this was his
I
fourth
think it
fight
was
back
his
off the
fourth
injury.
fight back.
But I
Yeah,
could have sworn that he fought and won the
I
last
don't
one of
know.
UFCs.
Let me see. I think Max might have been his last fight. Just for posterity. UFC. What was his stats? Calvin Cater. Calvin Cater. No. I think I'm in the wrong place here.
You says
But anyway, yeah. So, I mean, I get why people are a bit pissed off because you kind of say, you're moving to a new division. You're trying to make an impression to maybe bounce for a title shot or something like that. And that's the kind of impression you leave. It's not great. But what do people think that Aljamain does different? Like, that's exactly the way he fights, isn't it?
Yeah, but again, I think it's just everyone's thinking that with the card, like, and again, all the eyes because it's a 300, so everyone's going to be watching it. And if he wants to go in and make an impact in this new weight division, that he has to kind of uh, show up. Like, but I don't think neither of them did. Obviously, Sterling won, and he won all 3 rounds. But yeah, it doesn't like it didn't do enough that like if they're saying, oh, guess who Sterling is fighting next, I'd be like, you know, I wouldn't be like, ooh, who? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, yeah. And again, I could barely even fucking remember the fight, even though it's probably the first full fight I watched that night. It was very bleh. There's no major moments in it
Right, so
even.
his last fight, yeah, sorry for taking so long there. I don't know why I didn't just do this at the start. Was October 29, 2002 against Arnold Allen. So he's nearly, the guts, fucking a few months, probably 6 months off, 2 years out, a year and a half out
Yeah.
from his last fight. So it's not, I do find with fighters, especially a stand-up guy like that, you want to get back in there and really have a striker match, don't you? You want to do what you're good at. You don't want to be coming back from a long layoff and spending 15 minutes doing,
Up against the cage, trying to
yeah,
fucking take someone's
trying to
hands, like.
trying to stop takedowns. And like, in fairness, Sterling got on top of him every time. Takedowns were easy, especially by the second and third round, especially. It was whatever he wanted to do. He just got hands on him and put him on the ground. And never really done anything when he was there. He was just kind of on top of him, trying to get into better positions. Didn't really lay a beating on him until about half a minute, 40 seconds from the end. He kind of picked him up, landed him on his head, and threw a few strikes. That was the only exciting thing in the fight. And I think if you're a guy like Sterling, gone up the featherweight, if he'd have smashed Cater, he'd have had some talk of going, right, I want Yair next. I want Ortega next.
Yeah.
I want to fight Volkanovski if he's sitting around waiting for a title. So, you know what I mean? Like, you can call your shot kind of. You might not get the party, but you could be next in line. You could make a show for that. But now it's like you say, his next fight announcement, you're going to be kind of like, all right, cool, yeah. And it's not going to be at the top of the division either. It's going to be...
Yeah, that Carter fight there could have been his leapfrog.
Could have been where he literally goes up and goes, right, I'm not fighting for the title now, but I'm next, or I want the title eliminator. Give me Yair, give me fucking Ortega. Give me Ortega, I'll fight Ortega for the next shot. But now you're kind of like, yeah, I think you're going to have to do with Josh Emmett, or you're going to have to do someone else, you know what I mean? You're going to have to bounce up that division, get a couple of wins under your belt. But it's just, yeah, he got the win. That's the way he got to the title. Barring, I think it was Sandhagen that he choked out in about 20 seconds. Pretty much every one of his fights till he got to Yan was just on some cunt's back for 3 rounds and a decision. That's why I don't think the fans really talk to him, because it's like, yeah, all right, you're winning, but like, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? And I think that kind of stuck with him then through the Yan days. So yeah, I don't know what people were expecting with it. You got the fight that you were always going to get. He's not going to stand there and fight with Calvin Kattar. Like, he's going to fucking get hands on him and drag him around the floor and try and get good positions and see can he get to a safe position where he can tee off on him. Like, but yeah, so anyway, next, Yuri Rakic. I lost this one. I thought Rakic was going to get done.
And he nearly did.
He nearly did. That's what I was going to say. He nearly did. It nearly all went to the game plan. Yuri fucking leaves himself wide open, but he's a bleeding madman.
Yeah, because like you could even see it. Like the leg kicks were so fucking sore. You could actually see from very early on. Like they're talking like nearly fucking 40, 50 seconds into the fourth round, and Yuri's legs were fucked, like. Yeah. And you could see it as he was moving, and then you could see that even he was trying to generate power, but he couldn't get the power by leaning on his left leg. So I was like, "Oh, this is going to be a matter of time before Rakic just kind of takes over." Well, how he found the power to fucking land that shot and then just run at him and finish him. I was very surprised because I think up until that point, everyone had him losing the fight. Like as in, he's about to lose the fight,
He
and
just
then
overtook Rakic, didn't he? He started disrespecting the power coming back at him a little bit, and I think that it kind of done Rakic's confidence a little bit. I think where Rakic once or twice he got hit heavy shots and hit him back, but when he hit him back, he didn't quite get the reaction that he gave. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I think his confidence kind of shocked because he was still in the fight, but it was like, you know, you give me one, I give you one. But Yearly was like, is that all you have? And then throw another one. And the cunt's like, I'm
yeah.
sat back clobbering you, like, and you're just walking me down, like. So I think it kind of broke him a little bit. But yeah, so Yearly back. Would you throw Yearly back into a title fight with Pereira after that, or would you?
I would.
Like, it
I
wasn't
would.
a
Like,
convincing fight. That's the only thing.
what?
It wasn't like if Hill had beaten Pereira, I would 100% Yearly against Hill. You were going to get that, I think. But now that Pereira won, it's like, yeah, but Pereira literally just beat him, and he beat him quite easily. Like, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
no, but I think you probably was well, one, you give him the title shot because who else is there to challenge Pereira for the next shot?
Yeah, you only
And
have Anikalaev or something like that, but
that's, man, that'd be a boring. Nobody
no
actually
one wants
wants
to
to
see
see
that
that.
shit. You know what I mean? No one wants to see
So,
that at all. Like,
but give Yuri another go because uh, he deserves a rematch just based on the fact that he's a stud. Like, but
yeah,
I think the second fight would be a much better fight between the two of them.
yeah, yeah.
So if that was the next fight announced for, because Pereira talking about wanting to go up to heavyweight, like no, go back down here for a few more minutes, you. Um,
Yeah, but you could still see the same outcome of fucking Pereira just dusting him.
oh yeah, no, I could see
Again,
Pereira still winning that fight, but I think he'd be a lot more
yeah.
competitive, and he might hurt Pereira to show the rest of them that you know. Because look at Whitaker and all them, the likes of them sort of like focus that get like 8 and 9 goals at the title, like you know what I mean,
Oh
beaten four
no,
times by
oh
the
no.
same fighter, like.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not against the, and again, it would be a good fight. The fans would be still interested in it, I'd imagine. And for me, that'd be the next fight for Pereira would be Yuri. I don't think anyone would. Again, I know. Pereira has won, and he most likely will win the second one. But it's still a fun fight for the fans, like.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, at the same time, well, I suppose we'll get to Pereira in a minute, but at the same time, it interests me to see like Pereira against Aspinall. You know what I mean?
Aspen or ragdoll him.
Probably, but like Pereira's a big guy. You know what I mean? Like Hill, I was only watching the highlights before Hill, the fight. Obviously, they were showing them through the night, and you see Hill a heavyweight, and he's a fucking big lad, like a
Yeah.
heavyweight, and he just trimmed down. You know what I mean? Like, there's not much in the difference there. You're talking like Aspinall probably fights at 240 or something like that. Pereira probably walks around about 230. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no, I think it's
I
too.
know it's an ask, but I'm kind of saying to myself, you know, we
Nah.
gone from middleweight to fucking light heavyweight to heavyweight. You know what I mean?
Like,
Why not?
what I do is if he is going up to heavyweight, I'd give him like a Cyril Gann or a fucking Pavlovich or something like that. Like,
He's the type of cunt that you just throw him into a title fight. Why not? He's had so many. Everyone he fights is a fucking former champion, or it's in a title fight. You know what I mean? You don't
yeah,
with a fella like him who's 2 division champion and won one of them back again and whatever. You know what I mean? You don't go, yeah, you have to earn it. It's like, yeah, look, let Aspinall fight someone or whatever and solidify and see what happens with Jones and all. But I'd like to see him up there, mate. Not his next fight, you know what I mean? But definitely,
yeah,
like, why not? You know what I mean? Him against an Aspinall, or even if it was a Cyril Gann or someone as a champion, like, you wouldn't
yeah.
want to
Look,
watch that.
I'd give Pierre a more fucking chance against a Cyril Gann, but I think Tom Aspinall is just too well rounded, all
Yeah, I
rounded.
know. But at the same time, you say that, and then the cunt gets up there, and you look at him and go, he's like, even Aspinall has said it. Anytime he's met him, Aspinall was like, I kind of felt like he was sizing me up, you know,
Yeah,
like he was having a look and seeing how big I was, and you're only doing that for one thing, you know what I mean? You're looking at it going, yeah, like you're not that big, you know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Bo Nickel Brundage. Don't think there was any.
Yeah, Bo Nickel was disappointed with his performance. But I was actually impressed by Brundage. I think he done quite well.
Brundage is a dog. Like anytime
Yeah,
I've seen him, he doesn't give a fuck. He get in there and he bang with anyone. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously,
yeah,
in terms of the tools to be, a top middleweight, I don't think he has that. But
yeah. No,
same.
he done very well again. And like Bo again, Bo was unhappy with his wrestling, but again, I think that's a little bit pandering to the crowd a little bit. But yeah, no, it's good. Look, it's another W. Good win. Move on.
What was he expecting to go in and knock him out with the first punch? Well, he nearly fucking did.
Yeah, and Brundage then could take a slap as well. So
yeah. If there's any cunt out there that can take one, it's him. But I think it was probably good for Bo Nickel to get even the round and a half under his belt. You know what I mean? Whatever it ran like, and a bit more adversity in terms of someone trying to stuff a takedown and that's able to take a punch off him, because you rise on up that middleweight division. Look at some of the guys you're talking about being up against. You're not going to just walk through them and hit them with the first dig and put them out, and you're also not going to just grab them and drag them to the ground and have your way with them.
yeah, it would be good to see him and Chimaev, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because like Chimaev is reckless, his gas tank is questionable, but his wrestling is fucking amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just for the wrestling, but again, I think if it went past a second, like
what
I think Bo
happened
Nickel would beat him because
when
it's just
these
cardio.
when two boys who are so elite caliber in the wrestling department, but you always end up then seeing a fucking a boxing match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once they'll get hands on each other once and they go, oh yeah, I'm not going to be able to shift him. He's not going to be able to shift me. Going to lose a lot of fucking energy here, getting nowhere. Let's just duke it out for 3 rounds or 5 rounds. You know what I mean? So that's what you tend to see. Like, but who was it? It was Usman and fucking Covington, wasn't it? That was the one where everyone was like, "Oh, I can't wait to see these guys." See,
Yeah, he both stood up and just fucking
5 rounds of fucking noodle arms. You know what I mean? Just pepper shots. But yeah, I don't think we learned anything really from that fight. That's the only thing. I think you kind of really need to see a big jump in competition for Bo Nickel. Now after this, like, you can't just keep feeding these guys like that. It's too easy for him. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, well, it comes across that that's what he wants, but it's like Dana is kind of.
Well, it's his 5th. That was his 6th fight or something in the UFC. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of understand it, but as you get to each one, it was kind of like that with Sean O'Malley as well. As you see him deal with these guys, and yeah, the level of competition is jumping up slowly, but it's the same outcome. It's like, right, well, we're gonna have to jump you into the top 15 now.
Yeah.
Like, who would you see him in the middleweight division maybe getting next? Is there anyone in there? Let me see. Can I pull up the UFC rankings? Yeah, I'll throw it over here. UFC rankings. Middleweight. Middle. 2024. Right, so. Let me see. Can I do something here? Can you see that there?
Yeah, now I got it here now. Right, middleweight. Yeah.
Wait, let me see.
What about Paul Craig?
I have it up here, yeah. So you're looking at a Strickland, Adesanya, Whittaker. So obviously Duplessis number 1. Vittori. That'd be too big a jump, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But then, like, what about like Paul Craig? Is that not big enough?
Paul Craig has gone down to fucking
70,
hasn't he?
Yeah, he has actually.
Chris Curtis could be a decent fight, or he just got beat.
He lost to
Brendan Allen. I think that could be too big a jump. Like, it's mad. You're seeing Paulo Costa against Sean Strickland next, you know. Yeah,
that's what I mean, because you can't jump fucking.
Jack Hermanson would be a good fight.
But again, Chimaev is only 11th. You know what I mean? Is ranked 11th, so
yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Because the cunt doesn't fight like, but again, they're gonna push him up for the title. But like you're looking there, Chris Curtis would be a good fight against a guy who doesn't really wrestle but has decent takedown defense and great striking. You know what I mean? You know, Jack Hermanson could be a good test for him. You know, we really see what because if he fucking beats one of them, say, you know, you're kind of saying, right, fucking, here we go. He's the real deal. Just, yeah, you can't just keep fucking fighting these tin cans, like.
yeah, maybe Chris Course, but again, his wrestling isn't
it's not great, but he's a good striker, you know what I mean? But he's fought good wrestlers, you know what I mean? So you know, we'd be able to handle it maybe a little bit where he'd give him a different test or whatever, rather than just fucking him in against wrestlers all the time. Right, this next one I have to say, I'm torn on it. I think it was a bad shout in the judges.
You think so? I picked Oliveira beforehand. But I think Suzuki won.
The only thing I'll say, right, is if it was 1-1 going into the last round. I don't think anyone doubts that. So for me in the last round, they stood for maybe the first minute, right? First minute, you definitely give Oliveira, he got off a good few shots. I don't think Sarukian hit him with anything really.
So, no, he did. He threw that fucking what's it called, the axe kick, and
but apparently hit him on the fucking hand, like.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, but that I think that aesthetically, that kind of
it looks impressive. Like Justin Gaethje done a swinging roundhouse fucking kicked it and missed lead Max Holloway, and 5 minutes later he was folded like a cheap suit. You know what I mean? So yeah, it looked great. You know what I mean? But he didn't hit him with it. Because I went back and watched the last round again, just because I was like, fucking, I don't know. But I thought Oliveira got the better of the standing. Then Sarukian took him down, right? Now, when he took him down in the second round, he fucking smashed him with elbows. Smashed him like, no, he fucking opened him up. But when he took him down the second round, he actually didn't hit him with one punch.
Yeah, but Oliveira didn't do much on the ground.
Right, this is my argument, right? So he spent 2 minutes walking to his back, right? So he got to his back, but never attempted a choke. They were fighting hands the whole time while he was trying to solidify his position on his back, yeah? Then Oliveira gets over, and for the last 40 seconds, he had him in the fucking guillotine or whatever on the front choke. Now, for the last 10 seconds of it, you could see that it wasn't in and he wasn't going to get it. But when you judge the round, I think he got the better of the first minute in the strike and the stand-up. Now, there wasn't much in it, but I thought he landed a few more shots. I don't think Sarukian hit him with anything. Sarukian took him down, but only really got position, didn't land anything. And then when fucking Oliveira got back up, he got him in the choke and tried to finish it. So for me, I thought Oliveira should have took the round. That's just my personal opinion.
But I think as well, Oliveira kind of knew he had to do something. And that's why whereas Suzuki was like...
20 seconds there, it looked like he fucking had it. And then it looked like he recognised that, right, this cunt is after toughing it out. Or maybe he moved slightly out of position where it wasn't a fucking full threat. And was like, right, but fuck it, we'll just stay here for the last 10 seconds. You know what I mean? That's what it kind of looked like. Like for the 45 seconds or whatever, he had him in the choke. For 20 seconds of that, it was like, fuck. You could see the cunt was worried.
Yeah.
He thought he was gone, like, you know what I mean? So that was nearly a fight-ending sequence. The top control time from Sarukian, there was no damage laid whatsoever. It was all just trying to get position, trying to walk to the back. And then he lost that. So he didn't even get in a position where it's like, yeah, I know he took his back, but he went for the choke 3 or 4 times and nearly got it. Like, there was none of that. He never even attempted to choke. So just trying to fucking score it in my own head, it was like, I don't know. I thought Oliveira took that third round. Just in the fact that in the bit of stand-up that he had, I thought he hit more times than the fucking control time. You can only give it as control time. It wasn't, he advanced to the back, but he didn't. There was no attempt. I don't know. Anyway, that's just my opinion on it. He then tried to finish it. He nearly got the finish, like, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, but again, I think he thought you had to get a finish in to win the game, or to win the game, to win the fight.
Yeah, and I know. Come here, but you have to. You always have to finish to win the fight. You know what I mean? Until the judges.
No, but I'm saying, I think
you know what I mean?
they both kind of knew in their heads that.
I just think in the judges' eyes, you have to be working towards a finish at all times, don't you? When you're judging it.
Yeah, but I think they both kind of realised that Sardukian was winning the fight. So Oliveira kind of needed to go for a submission, or he was going to lose the fight.
Look, as soon as he got on top of him in the third round, you were like, "Oh, bollocks!" Especially with how damaging the second round was with them elbows, like he fucking smashed them. But the fact he didn't get any damage off and then lost the position and ended up nearly getting choked out, for me, I don't know what way. I'm no expert. Just in my opinion, I think if you're looking at the scoring criteria, I'd give it to him. It's like, well, he nearly finished it. He nearly had a fight ending. It'd be like, right, if you have a round where some cunt's lying on top of another cunt for 4 minutes and does nothing, and then they get back up to their feet and your man cracks someone and nearly drops them, and then the fight ends and they scramble and the fight ends and it ends at that. Who do you give the round to? The cunt lying on top of the other cunt for 4 minutes, or the cunt who nearly finished your man with the dig? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like
I wasn't mad at the decision when it was given anyway.
No, I just thought I was just like, again, I like Oliveira and I'd liking him to win, but yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Now,
it is what it is, and
BMFs, motherfuckers.
Yup, the lads. Who's that? Kyle Smith. What up, Kyle Smith?
That's correct, pal.
So the BMF fight, yeah?
Yeah. It didn't disappoint.
It didn't disappoint, did it? And I think everyone who fucking wrote Max Holloway off as not having the power or not having the toolkit to get rid of Justin Gaethje ought to hang their heads in shame.
Well, in fairness, he had Gaethje couldn't see Anton because he threw white pokes. Each eye got poked. So in
fairness, that cunt's blind anyway.
That didn't help. Like, and in fairness, we didn't show about it. Like, and I think it was Cormier even said it. There's a lot of fighters in that position that would have took that out, and Gaethje didn't.
Gaethje's not taking that out. Yeah, not a chance. He wouldn't expect it of him.
Yeah, like, and I never love about it as well. Even though Gaethje was finished in such spectacular fashion, his stock hasn't dropped in the slightest.
Well, let's be honest, right? Because when Holloway points to the center there's only one cunt in that moment that has anything to lose and one cunt that has everything to gain. Gaethje's losing that fight at best 4-1. Like, he's lost that round. He maybe took the second round. It's questionable. But other than that, it was a shutout for Max Holloway.
Yeah, no, I think Holloway won all 5 rounds.
I think so. I can only make an argument for Gaethje for 1 round. That's it. The second round, he might have won, but I don't think he did. So you're getting to the last 10 seconds of that fight, and the cunt who's coasting and just has to dance around for another 10 seconds and he takes the win, points to the center and goes, fuck it, let's throw it down here.
Yeah.
You're absolutely going to take that shot. You know
what I mean? And again, it kind of solidifies why Max Holloway is the baddest motherfucker.
He's a fucking gangster, yeah. Because he does that all the time.
Yeah.
Every fight he goes, yeah, let's go. Stand in the center. I won't move. You know what I mean? And to do that with Gaethje. And it's weird with Gaethje because Gaethje will get hit. And it looks like he's stumbling. It looks like you've wobbled him. But it's like the cunt is almost lulling you in and he just throws a blind overhand. And it catches cunts out all the time. Max never bitten it whatsoever. The whole fight, he catch him with a shot or two. But there was a couple of times where he backed him up against the fence and he was bullying Gaethje.
Yeah.
It was mad to see, like. It was mad. He picked him apart. He took his leg kicks. He took his hardest shot. and then he
I don't know
picked him
how the
apart.
fuck did he take those leg kicks though as well?
He's
Like,
just, and he didn't even he didn't even hobble out of fucking
no, he
octagon
didn't even
again.
react to any of them. Like he was,
He's just built different. That
like you could
cunt.
see there was a couple of times when he was towards the end of the fight, he was
Yeah, but
shifting,
the
kind of
leg lifted a
southpaw.
bit, and it kind of was a bit fragile.
But then when he
Like,
had to engage, he wasn't comfortable, so he just went back to orthodox. Like, but you know, that was like definitely one of the best fights, one of the best moments in
and then the
UFC history.
funniest part afterwards was that he's calling out fucking Depardieu, and the camera goes to him. And normally these cunts are like, when they come on camera, they're like, yeah, let's go, fuck yeah, you know what I mean? Depardieu is just looking there little bit shell shocked, like a little
No,
bit like,
I don't think the party knew he was on camera because you could see at the end of it he copped it and then done the little fucking.
yeah, but no, but even in general, because I watched the video of all the reactions at the knockout. So it's like everyone in the crowd, and you just see everyone like, what? Fuck. No, like everyone is just like, what the fuck? But they went by to party, and you could see the party is just looking on in fucking absolute shell shock. Like, is this the cunt I'm gonna? Because like, if you talk about the party having heavy hands, what the fuck is Gaethje got? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have to worry
Yeah, but the
about
only thing
that.
about it is the Poirier. Like I think personally, and I'm gonna say now, if Holloway fights the Poirier next, I'll put a tenner on the Poirier because he's like the thing about that. Like as I was saying about Gaethje and Holloway, Holloway's a much better boxer, and that's like I mean, if Gaethje hit Holloway as many times as Holloway hit Gaethje, the fight would have finished in the third round. So you're going to take the Poirier, who was a much better boxer than Gaethje, and I'm not going to say he's a better boxer than Holloway, but he's much better than Gaethje and has Gaethje's power. So he'll land more against Holloway than Gaethje did. And so I think a couple of them, as I remember saying to you, if
and
like,
the reason I'd push back on that is the range. I think
but the Poirier wrestling and closing down is so good.
Yeah, I don't think the wrestling has ever phased Max. He's such a good fucking defense, like, and he has that range, like, where he can fight you at the range he wants, and he still has that speed to get in and out. Like, after the clinic he just put on against Gaethje, where he was written off completely, and you're talking about a Gaethje who's for fucking the who's who, and puts on the most exciting fights, and he's the baddest cunt on earth. Like, the party isn't in that bracket. The party hasn't fought the who's who. He beat a Volkanovski who was fucking 4 months off getting fucking head kicked into oblivion by fucking Islam. I don't hold him in highest stock. Max is the highest stock at the moment.
But I'm just basing it off what I've seen skill-wise, and I'm very, very impressed with the Poirier.
Mine's recency bias completely, and Max Holloway, I think this man.
I know, look, I love Holloway, but I'm just thinking, like, the Poirier is like one of the new breed, and he has everything in his toolkit as well. Like, so, and you can only fight what's in front of you as well. So, I think the Poirier is going to be a problem for a while. Like,
I liked what Max said when Max says, "Look, you know, the UFC has fed me all these up and coming young lions, all of them. Because he fought Volkanovski so many times. Volkanovski was the champ. He'd no one else to fight other than whoever the UFC put in front of him. He's like, I fought all these lions, but I never fought this cunt.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? You've never seen me shy away from a young up and comer that I had nothing to gain from fighting, but yet I never fought this cunt. Why do you think that is? So Max is a gangster, you know what I mean? Max,
I hope they do make that fight because it will be a great fight.
Yeah. Like, I like the way he called out Islam as well. Like, Islam likes to fight 45 pounders. I'll take that fight as well. I know he doesn't get it because they announced Poirier anyway, but I'd like to see him beat the Poirier and then bounce up and fight Islam or something like that.
I think Saryukian said that they asked him after the fight to fight Islam, and he said no. That's what he gave the Poirier.
Well, then he's a bitch and he doesn't deserve the fight.
But again, it's a bit shit asked on the night of a fight as well, isn't it? Like, the fucking here to want to fight Islam next.
Not like it. Islam has said he's fighting in June. You knew when the fight is coming up. You either want to be next in line or you don't. Dricus du Plessis pulled that sort of shit as well, where he's like, yeah, so I'll take Israel out, right, cool, yeah, well, we've a fight card booked for fucking Australia in 3 months' time. Oh, no, that's too soon for me.
Yeah.
But, like, you either want the shot, you don't want the shot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but and it's saying as well, you do want, but you kind of want the shot.
But no, look, Gaethje would have been the same, because Gaethje, like, you know me, I come out of a fight like this, I need time to heal up and let me management, so he wouldn't have took the fight either.
Yeah.
But, like, Sarukian didn't come out of a fucking 5-round war that Gaethje would have came out of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guarantee you Max Holloway, if he was asked, right, Islam and June, what do you want? He'd have gone, yeah.
I would say, yeah, look at the same for you is that I'd be like, I'll fight him fucking next week, like, if you want.
You know what I mean? So,
but you couldn't, I wouldn't hold it against somebody that's like only after coming out of a fight.
Yeah, but for Sarukian, it's like, all right, cool. You're back in the line. And you know what happens when you go back in the line? Sometimes other fights happen and you go, actually, now that McGregor's beating Chandler, I'd like to see McGregor against Islam, and you miss out.
Yeah.
You fall back, you know what I mean? You're back in the queue and having to fight people, you know what I mean? So shit happens.
Yeah.
Like say for argument's sake, fucking Holloway goes and fights Taporia, beats him, and then says, I want Islam next. And Islam beats Poirier. Or say Poirier beats Islam, and Poirier goes, yeah, I'll give you a rematch. I'll go for the trilogy. You know what I mean? Then what's Sarukian do? You go, oh, I should be next. Well, you were asked, you want to be next, and you weren't ready, so now you're next to fight the next contender or something.
Well, you can fight Islam, and then the winner fights for the title again.
You know how the fight game is. It doesn't sit around and wait for you and go, all right, you are the, like,
unless you're Michael Chandler.
Yeah, well, ask Oliveira what happens when you miss your chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what happens. You won't get back to the belt. Because what does Oliveira do next?
Yeah. Again, does he become a gatekeeper?
Well, who does he fight next? Who's left for him? He's fought everybody. Does he fight Gaethje again? Why? Like, because would either of them be the number one contender if they won? You know, he's beaten fucking Michael Chandler. He's beaten Gaethje. He's beaten Poirier. The only one he hasn't beaten is Islam. Can't fight fucking Dariush again.
Again, you know? Yes, yeah.
And it's not like if he'd have won and didn't get a title shot and maybe McGregor beat Chandler, would he fight McGregor or something? You know what I mean? Or if Chandler beats McGregor, why would he fight Oliveira again if it's not for the title? Like, he already got beaten by Oliveira for the title, you know? It's just, yeah.
Interesting. That's why Dana gets the big books.
The next one, Whaley, I can honestly tell you I didn't watch it.
I actually watched it. And like at the end of the very first round.
I seen the controversy. Yeah, tell us what happened.
So, the woman's Jan. So, Whaley had her in, I think it was just a rear naked choke, where she had it. And she had it for about 15 to 20 seconds. And then the clock ran out. And when the buzzer went, the ref pulled her, Whaley off her. And the woman was gone, like she was unconscious, like. But she's kind of standing up and she's wobbling, and you could see her limbs and all were like, so she didn't tap because she went unconscious. So Whaley should have won the round.
Did Whaley hold it for an extra second or something?
No.
I watched the back, and when the buzzer goes and she's still holding it, and I think it's what's the name? Whichever the ref is steps in and fucking has to grab her hand off, like, so she held it for an extra second maybe. And then
but I think she was already, Jan was already
gone. Yeah. And what's the rule if you don't answer the bell, or if you're out, are you out?
But Joe Rogan was saying that because then, right, so your woman Jan, when she went and sat on the stool, the cut man was saying she's out. I can get her back. And then he was saying, I think he gave her smelling salts, and Joe Rogan was like, that's not allowed, like that's illegal. Pretty sure that's illegal. But the woman went on then, and he had a
load of Chinese herbal medicine that you're not allowed.
Yeah. But no, like, in fairness, as fight go, it wasn't a barnstorm. It wasn't a bad fight. The woman Jan was pretty good, but way late.
The Yakuza in the first row that said they fight to the death.
He's going to sit there going to do his job. But no, it was a decent fight. Whaley, like obviously dominated her, and we won. Jan was good on her feet, but yeah,
she-
they won, and it was she won by submission and decision. So
submission and decision.
yeah, so it
Like,
it wasn't the worst fight I've ever seen. But yeah, Wale just different league, different level. Like,
and the main event,
quick, gangster as fuck with Pereira getting kicking the balls and going to.
just waving Herb Dean away.
I got this.
yeah,
I got this.
hold
Don't
on,
worry.
Herb.
But and again,
then,
did you see the hook? Like, because it didn't even land flush.
It was like a shovel left uppercut hook.
Yeah, but couldn't
and
they clip him?
Like with the back of his hand, like it was weird. Like he didn't even catch him. It was like he caught him on the outside of his hand on the way up and just shoveled him.
Yeah.
But he fucking put his lights out. Like the cunt's eyes were in the back of his head.
Yeah, as soon as the punch, the impact, you could see as Pereira's hand was sliding off.
The eyes
Hill's eyes just kind of just disappeared. Like just woof.
And from the cunt who says, when he feels my power, he's gonna know all about it. It's like literally the first left hook.
Yeah, yeah. And again, but it wasn't even like usually it's the chin shots that sleep you like, but that was like a half kind of glancing shot in the nose and slept Hill like.
Yeah.
So
and it wasn't like you didn't see it, because sometimes it's like the duck in one shot and the left comes around and catches them, they don't see it coming. So even though it's not that clean, it catches them off guard because they're not bracing for it. Like he's seen it coming. It wasn't disguised behind that. He just threw it and flatlined them.
Yeah.
But I like the celebration and all as well.
It's
so disrespectful, like, isn't it? It's like,
but again, that's what Hill gets, because
yeah,
being like that's why, like I always said, like if I was ever a UFC fighter, I wouldn't be the kind of the cocky bastard before the fight. I'd be cocky after. Yeah, like I'd be cocky afterwards, like, because you look like a fucking idiot otherwise. Like after fight, I'd be sitting there going, but I'd match their energy, so I'd be as cocky afterwards as they were before it.
Look, you fight long enough. Ask Justin Gaethje. You fight long enough, you end up face down, arse up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter how
and
bad.
I can happy to any, and especially at that weight as well. When you're light heavyweight, it's one punch. Now again, it's UFC, so one punch, but especially at them weights, like when they're all fucking heavy hitters.
I was just surprised because Hill, like, I know he talks a big game now, but he is a dangerous man. You know what I mean? And he has got hands on him, and I've seen him getting hit. I've seen the cunt's arm hanging from being broken and all. He keeps fighting. So to get knocked out like that with one punch, and also as he fell, you see the fucking leg bend underneath. You know.
Yeah, I was starched, absolutely starched, like.
You know what I mean? But it's always with someone who's had a leg injury like that, you're always looking at it going, right, was he compromised in any way? Didn't have the weight on the leg properly, or you know what I mean? Like you come back too soon and you're not 100%, and it's a game of such small margins at this level of fighting that you're not even braced properly on your leg or in your stance correctly. You know, you're not solid. You're even a little bit tentative, and that can be enough that, you know what I mean? One dig. And so, yeah,
and as well, like fucking Pereira just hit so fucking hard. Like he broke bleeding and Gagne's record on the fucking PI machine.
It's sick. It's sick to think of. There was a couple of announcements then, fights. Obviously, I think we probably mentioned them. McGregor, Chandler for June. You've Strickland and Costa on the card with Islam and Poirier for early June. They're
3 good fights.
Yeah, 3 good fights, all right, yeah. The McGregor always comes with the circus, doesn't it? You don't know what the fuck you're gonna get. You
honestly, I love Conor McGregor, but I think fucking Chandler mauls him.
Smash him, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he mauls him, like.
And I think it's not going to be good enough for Chandler to go in and do something like an Aljo, wrestle fuck him. He's going to want to go in there, like when he stood in front of Gaethje, hands down, and let Gaethje punch him full force in the face. Like, that's the kind of statement that Chandler want to make. He'd be like, it's took me 2 years, 3 years to get you in here. now I'm gonna fucking have you know what I mean? Like, he will
Uh,
want to do damage. He'll want blood spilled all over that octagon, and you know it's gonna be an exciting fight, but at the moment, I can't see a way that McGregor gets it done against him. Not from anything that we've seen from McGregor recently, you know what I mean? You just
well, if
can't
anyone
see
can do
it.
it, McGregor can. Like, but
Yeah, but like he's no sort of rhythm fighting. His last two fights, his two outings against Dustin were horrendous. Let's be honest.
yeah.
It wasn't even a close match to Dustin. It didn't look like Dustin had his number. Yeah. Anyway,
But yeah, no,
exciting.
yeah. So I go Chandler submission in that fight, and the 5 rounder as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
don't think they need 5 rounds though. But yeah,
I
I
don't.
could see Chandler submitting them in the fucking second or third.
Like, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be mad at it being a 3-round fight. I wouldn't be mad because fair is fair, you know what I mean?
I was expecting a
McGregor
3 round fight.
McGregor hasn't fought for a long time. The pressure going into a 5-round fight against a cunt like Michael Chandler, like, who you know, if he's still standing after 3 rounds, he's still standing after 5 rounds. Like, the cunt
Yeah.
won't fucking stop. Like, where at least 3 rounds, you've some chance of getting out there with some brain cells intact. Like, but Islam Poirier, early thoughts on that?
I it's gonna be. I think, right, and this is probably gonna sound weird. I think this is gonna be Islam's toughest fight so far, and but I think he's gonna win. I think he just like Islam is like, again, he's very fucking good, and he can take a slap as well. Now, so can Poirier, but I just think, like, especially if it's a 5 round, I reckon Islam will get, he'll just get the submission. I think he's gonna win by submission against Poirier.
Like, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 2 rounds?
Well, I haven't seen Islam go that deep, so I don't know how good he'd be. Like, if he
Well,
gets to the fourth
he
round,
went
will he be
5
bollocks, and then
he
it's
went 5
Poirier's.
rounds against Volkanovski, and he fucking gassed out and nearly fucking got
But that's
finished, didn't
true,
he?
yeah. Volkanovski definitely won that last round as well. So
You know?
yeah, if it goes to the fifth, Poirier, because he's a great engine, so Poirier has every chance of winning it. But yeah, maybe like the third round submission for Islam, I say.
Yeah. Okay.
And if not,
Um,
Poirier.
I personally, I don't see it being that competitive. I see it going the same way that fucking Khabib and Poirier went, which wasn't competitive at all, really. He just
Yeah, but
fucking
Poirier has improved so much as well. Like,
Poirier was at his fucking peak when he fought Khabib.
yeah, but
Well,
he's kind of just a better all rounder now as well, though.
yeah,
I find.
still, he melted when it came up against Oliveira, someone who could fucking take us back. He fucking melted, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and Gaethje as well, fucking. But he was looking
Oh
well
yeah,
against
Gaethje,
Gaethje until he got
Gaethje picked
slept.
him into oblivion, yeah. But that can happen in a fight. But it's
That's what I
more,
mean.
you're looking at the likes of Islam, and what's Islam good at? He gets hands on you and he transitions into dangerous positions quite easily and controls you quite easily. Khabib done that to Poirier quite easily. Barn, he had the guillotine attempt, but he pulled the guillotine, and after fucking 30, 40 seconds, slipped out, and it was game over.
Mhm.
And then against Oliveira, yeah, he waded into the firefight, but fucking Oliveira just took him down, took us back, and it was game over. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's going to be an easy enough fight to be quite. I think out of all the people who could have been fighting, Makachev, like, you have Sarukian, Oliveira, Gaethje, or Poirier were kind of the 4 contenders going into this 300 card. I mean, I think Sarukian was probably his toughest fight. Oliveira rematch would have been interesting to see. Could Oliveira fucking be better? But I think Gaethje and fucking Sarukian were the 2 tough tests, really, weren't they? Because, you know, you say Gaethje could maybe offset the wrestling a little bit. I don't know. I think Poirier was his easiest match, and that's what he's got, personally.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
Time will tell. Anyway, right, we wrap that up.
Actually, before you want to go, do you want to just have the Premier League table open here?
No,
So just because
no,
it's an interesting weekend. So
no,
so
no.
City
Right,
are top.
everyone, that was great. Fucking cheers for tuning in.
Any words on Liverpool yesterday? No, these are very unlucky. Like
Man, like, what did I
very
say to
unlucky.
you? Like, you could tell people, what did I say to you would happen on Saturday?
Yes, you get about 40 opportunities and won't score one.
And won't score. And I said, we probably, in fairness now, I said, we'd probably draw. That's what I thought we would have got, a draw. And we got beaten. We had, I have never seen in all my life more chances, not even chances created, like chances that were like,
Aiken.
like a tap in. And then the fuck comes out of nowhere. Like practically, like Salah, one of them, he was practically celebrating like he's a tap in. The keeper wasn't getting not, and the fucking fuck comes out of nowhere and blocks it.
Yeah,
like,
but that happened about 4 or 5 times. There was a like
fucking
last
like
minute shot and it hit the defender, or the fucking.
Diaz hit one at the back post. The keeper just puts his hands out like, and it hits his hand and got. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I've never seen it like him. Just when it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. But I did say that's how I thought it was going to go, because you get that feeling when the confidence is gone up front and you're leaking stupid goals. And I mean, stupid goals didn't even cover the goal we conceded. Like, you could see it coming a mile away. They built it up down the wing and no one went over the cover and they had so much time to do it. And then he pulls it back to one cunt in the box and 3 defenders not even marking him. It was just so poor. But you can't miss chances. Like, there was one near the end where fucking it was 4v1 and the ball ends up at Curtis Jones' feet, was probably the worst of all of them to land that. He's clean through, he has the whole goal and he scoops the thing wide of the post, like, and you're just like, ah. And then for Arsenal to come and get, and I did tell you Villa were going to beat Arsenal, didn't I? I fucking said, and you were like, no, they won't. I was like, I don't know, I have a feeling like Villa will do it. So it kind of went the way I expect. I thought
but in fairness, we were very lucky as well. Like, Arsenal probably should have been 2-0 up with when we scored. Like,
look, the only thing that annoys me, I'm annoyed that Arsenal lost, because I'd rather Arsenal win it than City win it again, because it just becomes boring. You're at the point now where it was exciting up until this weekend. Now it's over.
I know it's not. Look, it's not because like
City are going to win every game 5-0. It's just.
But no, you don't know, and this is what I'm saying. Because again, like, nobody thought. Like, I know you were saying, but nobody thought Arsenal were going to beat Villa. Nobody thought Palace were going to beat Liverpool. So, these little like it's all to play for.
That's the way a title run in is normally. When United, when Chelsea, Arsenal back in the day and all, when they were going for these title run in, 7 games to go, there'd be fucking 3 games where results would go. You know what I mean? Like, they'd be lucky to win 4 out of 7. But City have changed the game.
But there's a potential 18 points there, and there's a couple of banana skins along the way still.
They're going to win every single game between now and the end of the season. They're going to win the Champions League, they're going to win the FA Cup, and they're going to win the league. They're going to do the treble 2 years in a row, and it makes a mockery of the whole thing.
Nah, I don't know. Now again, they may. I'm not saying they won't.
They will. Let's be honest. Would you be shocked if that's how it turns out? Not in the slightest.
No, but I also wouldn't be too shocked if Arsenal win the league or Liverpool win the league, because again, it's just been like it's been very topsy-turvy.
Arsenal had the only chance to win it other than City, because Liverpool, the wheels have just come off it too badly. Like,
I think Arsenal had the hardest run in though.
They have the hardest run in, but we've 4 games in a row now. One of them being the Europa League away from home, and I don't see anything within the confidence to show me that we can win all those games. But I can see Arsenal bouncing back quite quickly, beating Bayern during the week, and then getting back to winning ways the weekend.
But Arsenal still have City, don't they?
No, not in the league. They probably have City in the Champions League.
Are you sure?
No, they played.
Oh no, sorry, Spurs have City. The Spurs still have Liverpool, Arsenal, and City left to play.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, if I Villa, that's actually could be a good thing. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, with Spurs fucking up the other day, that's great for Villa, isn't it?
But yeah, because even the goal difference now, like we are fucking. Yeah. I think we were.
Well, you didn't think Villa would get 8 from the Arsenal game, so you're like, right, Spurs have to fucking up, but Villa are gonna fuck up. So that just leaves it as it is. But with
But
Villa
no,
actually
because they
getting it in,
they have a game in hand.
oh no, that's what I'm saying. So it didn't really change it. But with Villa going and winning, now you're looking at Spurs going, right, you have a game in hand, but your game in hand is against Man City.
Chelsea.
No, the game in hand is against City. That's the one that got postponed.
No, it was Chelsea match got postponed, I think. Isn't it?
Well, I know they had to
Because I
reschedule
actually looked at it and they
game.
were playing a match, I think it was like on the fucking Monday and then or playing on the Saturday or something, or the Friday in the month. They're playing 2 games pretty close to each other to squeeze that in. I'm
I
pretty sure
thought
it was
it was
Chelsea.
because the FA Cup game with City or something that got
No,
pushed back. And then they
I
moved it.
think they were supposed to be playing Chelsea.
And yeah, well, it was one of the. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. They still have to play City as well. Like they have to play City, Arsenal, and Chelsea and Liverpool, Spurs. So you can't really see them.
Yeah.
They
But again, now, when saying that, right, our next home match, or our next Premier League match is against Bournemouth. They'll beat us.
That's a tricky game.
Do you know what I mean? So
these are tricky games under normal circumstances for every other team that isn't Man City. Man City be 5-0 up against Bournemouth after 10 seconds. But if that's Liverpool, Arsenal, Villa, Bournemouth, like, go 1-0 up, or you know what I mean? Hang in there. Like, under normal circumstances, that's a tricky game. That's why I think City win all their games between now and the end of the season and it's over. Personally, I can't see them slipping up in any form or fashion. Like, even Luton at the weekend, you were like, it could be a banana skin.
yeah, the
Steamrolled them.
And then you have fucking Haaland as well. He's like,
he's not even playing well.
Yeah, he's been quite disappointing recently. Like,
but like, what were people the certain others say? Footballers calling him a tap-in merchant and all. You know what I mean? Like, he's in the best team in the world, gets the most chances. You know what I mean? And comes up against teams that literally fold when they play City. And he's been so poor this season.
It's off the ball. Well, off the ball, he's just being shocking. Like, his decision making is terrible.
Even with the amount of goals he scored, you nearly look at it and go, do you know what? City were a better team when he wasn't in it.
Yeah.
For the few months he was out of the team earlier in the season, City were a better. They just seemed like Alvarez up front offers them so much more and still gets goals. Like, and they get so many goals from other positions anyway. Like, when they win 5-0, yeah, the odd time it's Haaland scores 5. But more recently, or usually it's like De Bruyne gets 1, fucking Rodri gets 1,
Rodri gets a goal.
Gets 2, Haaland gets 1 at the end, you know what I mean? Just to keep his goals going. But
I get the penalty.
Right, yeah, it was shite in the whole match, you know what I mean? But scores the 5th, that sort of thing. So they're almost like a better situationally when they have the ball. He does so little in the build-up play.
Yeah.
That a player like Alvarez is much better tuned into the team and the style of playing than having Haaland there. He's just a bulldozer. He's a pump it long and he run after it. So when you have so much possession in tight spaces, which is the way City like to play, with the way Foden's intricate and De Bruyne, they pick up runs for him into the box. But other than that one run, in the whole other 10 minutes they were in possession before they scored the goal, he never touched the ball once. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when he did, that's because he made the wrong fucking run.
Yeah, exactly. Or he makes the run right at the end and the ball gets pulled back to him and it's back in the net, you know? I mean, it's semantics at that level because City are just so good. Like,
yeah.
But, I don't know. I thought, obviously, I thought Liverpool were going to drop points at the weekend anyway, but I was disappointed then when Arsenal did as well because, like, right, both was out of fucking hand at the City now. That's it. It's over. With 3-4 weeks to go, it's gone, like, because they're just going to win every game, like, and convincingly win every game, like. So,
I would say, let's
be. Would you be surprised to see City win every one of their games in the league now to the end of the season?
Absolutely not. But again, I just don't think the way the season has gone that anything is a banker. Like, I think,
yeah.
You know, they get a tough game against fucking Real, and then they have Spurs or whoever, and Spurs nick a fucking win off them. You know what I mean? Like, and it's possible. And no, when saying that, City could lose. Hughes might get a draw, and Arsenal might lose as well, and they
I
stay
know,
top.
yeah.
But
That's normally what happens. Like, normally what would have happened at the weekend was City drew against Luton in the early game of the Saturday. Then Liverpool got beat by Chelsea. Then Arsenal got beat, and you just end up back where you were. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. The only thing that didn't change was City fucking steamrolled an easy victory as they usually do. Anyway, what you have Lille during the week, is it?
yeah, we're playing Lille on Thursday, and then we Bournemouth on Sunday.
Yeah, we've the
so again, very
impossible
lucky against Lille, and I can see it going to extra time penalties. Probably, I think they'll beat us at home. So hopefully we can keep the aggregate level, and yeah, maybe get penalties.
A 0-0 or a 1-0 at home. I think you'll nick that.
I don't know. I was very impressed by them. They were very good. They were very unlucky to not win the game. Like, so they did an offside goal that was like millimeters, if even. The guy, if it was given, I wouldn't have been complaining. John, a sort of way, he was that close. Yeah. And now, first we scored as well, but ours was offside. But yeah, no, like they played very well and they broke very well and they kind of exposed our defense. Our defense is a little bit ropey. Like, Arsenal were lucky. Yes, they just didn't land for them. And Martinez is just being fucking. He's the best goalkeeper in the world, in my opinion. Like, so he's just been saving us for the past couple of games. But hopefully he can do it again on Thursday.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think I'll take a win. I'll take a win on penalties because it's the earlier match, so it's on a 5:45. So even goes to penalties. Yeah. It's a decent time to watch it.
Yeah, it means I'll get to watch it then, because obviously, as much as I don't want to, I'm gonna have to watch the fucking.
Are you be on the same time, just I'd imagine.
No, we're the late game. I think we're at 8:00. So.
Are you sure? Because usually what you do is if you're the late game in the first one, you're the early game in the second one. And usually on the same time.
I don't know. Yeah, fucking. Hopefully it's the early game and I don't have to watch it. I want to be subjected to us missing 400 chances again, like.
Yeah, I know, because he's beating Atlanta. Just when he's beaten by 3,
I'm not even messing. If you've seen the chances we missed on Thursday night, like the chances we missed on Saturday paled in comparison to the chances we missed on Thursday night. Like, how we didn't end up with at least one. If we'd have got one goal back, and I would have said, you know what, we'll beat them. But we couldn't even put one away. We've gone now 3 games without a goal or something like that. You know, it starts to wear on you. You know what I mean? You need an arse or an elbow or something to fucking get you in the game. Like, you know, just fucking you take it at this stage. But the chances we're creating, you're nearly going. Like, if we, I'd be more worried if we weren't creating the chances. But then what happens is you stop creating them chances when you're not putting them away. Then,
the
fucking nerves go, the confidence goes, the last pass isn't, you know, and that's what seemed to happen against Palace. But we still created the chances to fucking win it. You know what I mean? Like, literally, I think it was like the fucking 82nd minute. From the 82nd minute to the 97th minute when the thing was blown up, we had 6 clear-cut chances. We could have won that game 6-1, and you wouldn't have gone, no, that wasn't. Like, every one of them chances, you're like, how was that not gone in? Then 2 minutes, how was that not gone in? Then he comes clean through, puts it wide. How was that not gone in? Like, it was unbelievable. I've never seen it like it. You know what I mean? And even if one goal had gone in, I'd still have been annoyed, but at least it would have been a draw. At the end of the day, with Arsenal dropping points, it would have been a good draw, but it was just like, fuck it. I've never seen that like it. Like, you look at the 3 United games we had this season, we made 90 chances. We probably one of the worst XP ratios in the fucking division, like, and the most chances created. It's you get to a point where, like, even Salah looks like someone who's never scored a goal before. He's been fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I've never said it before, and in the last 3 games, I've been like, get him off. He's causing more problems by being on the pitch.
But again, he was also very unlucky with a couple of them shots.
The chances all fell to him, but it wasn't even that the chances were falling to him. It was everything else he was doing in the game that was the problem. He'd be dropping in, he'd be picking the ball up, and he'd go to play a pass, and he'd play it straight to one of their players, and they'd break on us. And you just hear the groans out of the crowd. You know what I mean? It was the whole game, it was like. and they were all at it. It was just, I've never seen it like it. Just from a confidence, a team that kind of built its game on the confidence they had. Like, it doesn't matter where the goal down, we'll win this game. To completely 180 to, I don't care how many chances we have, we're just not going to score in this game. That's what it feels like. You know what I mean? Like, it's like there's a force field around the goal. The keeper falls over, the last defender's slipped, and it's a tap in, and then he slips. You know what I mean? It's just like unbelievable. Like, you just couldn't make it up. So, yeah, torture.
Rant over.
Anyway, so look, just more again. I don't even want to see Arsenal win the league, but I'd rather they win it than City, purely because it keeps it interesting that City just aren't, like, they haven't won it 4 years in a row and they win 2 trebles in a row. It just gets ridiculous. It's like playing FIFA on cheat mode or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, at least if Arsenal win the league, it's like, right, well, it's competitive. City didn't win it this year, you know what I mean? You can't really argue about City cheating or whatever. It's like, well, Arsenal won it last year, you know what I mean? So,
but, no, I wouldn't argue about City at all, because it's so close. Like, I think if you were like 15 points ahead, I think you'd have some.
An off season. City are having their slump after the treble win. You know what I mean? This their slump.
Yes, yeah.
And this is Arsenal and Liverpool are overachieving, in my opinion, this year. They weren't even meant to be in this.
I have to say, I haven't been impressed with Liverpool at all this season. Even when they're getting points, a lot of us were like late winners. In matches that you just didn't really impress in.
It's momentum on. We were doing well, and I think the announcement Klopp was leaving shook it a bit, and then it was kind of galvanized it a bit. But it's been just riding that wave, and that wave has fucking crashed, and we're back to where we should naturally or probably have been all season, which would be third in the league, but not really competing with the top 2. It's more Arsenal, you know what I mean? I think Arsenal kind of looked like they'd learned the lesson from last year and not fucking thrown it away, but then they've thrown it away, of course, you know what I mean? So, I'm more disappointed at that. Just to keep it competitive. Look, I don't want City to ever win anything because they just bought it all, but at the same time, you can't deny that they're the best team. But
I never know. Maybe next season, now with Villa in the Champions League, we'll have attract a few more players, and we'll be pushing for the title next season.
Well, again, the problem with Villa is the problem with every other team not in the top 3 or 4 is the amount of money you have to spend to get up there to compete in the squad. Not just with individual players. You need to have a squad that can play Champions League and League every week and win every game. And it's so hard.
No, see, my plan is like use the Champions League to entice the good players, get fucked over in the group stages because we're shy, and then just have good players in the Premier League.
Well, look at Newcastle this year, you know.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what happened to them. Like, except,
they didn't do the Premier League part.
Well, between the injuries and fucking Tonali's betting scandal, and you know, like losing him and losing Joe Linton for most of the season, and Almiron's injured, and fucking what's his name up front is injured for the most of the season. Like, yeah.
And to be fair to Newcastle as well, they overachieved last season.
They overachieved, and the problem is within the Premier League's rules, they weren't able to just go out and do what City did and buy all the best talent and have a huge squad. They had to still manage their books. And I was like, fuck, we're actually ahead of where we should have been. We're in the Champions League now, and who we playing? PSG, AC Milan, and Dortmund.
Yeah.
And they blew their load early and went down on their shield. And then for the rest of the season, they've suffered the consequence of that by not being able to build a big enough squad. And that's what kind of... I know Villa have been in... They were in the Conference League this year, weren't they? Were they in Europe last year as well?
Were you in no, we didn't do Europe last year.
But they played a bit of Europe over the last few seasons, and they know what it takes, the kind of toll it takes in your squad. So you have to build that squad up. You know what I mean?
Well, we have the financial backing. It's just whether we're able to spend or we're allowed to spend it. And if we are, and we can manage to hold on to some of the players that we have, we'll have a good cracker next season. But to be honest with you, I can see, because even for us, we're well overachieving this season as well. So I can see us doing in Newcastle next season and like finishing fucking.
Yeah, but there's a reason why nobody spent any money in January because they can't operate within the fucking financial fair play.
Yeah, because we could have done with a few players, like, because we were,
You know?
like, our squad was depleting, like, because we have a lot of fucking injuries now at the minute as well, like, and players
That's
out
what
for
happened.
cards, like Kamara out for the season, Ramsey out for the season. They were too big players for us this season, like,
Yeah.
like you can actually see with Villa, where we were on that kind of, that form of just winning, we haven't lost at home in 340 days. And it was when Kamara and all just went out injured. Then we start fucking the
So
form
you
just.
lost Tyron Mings and all the first game of the season, didn't you?
Yeah, but I'm not a big fan of Mings anyway.
Yeah, but it's still another experienced player in your squad that you're missing for the whole season.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing. Like he'd definitely be able to, like, he's definitely another player that we could have been playing, you know, even for the domestic cups, and put him over to Europe as well, and like we could rest Diego Carlos for the bigger games and stuff in the Premier League, and
yeah. See, your hope
as well,
is that you can keep all them players by being able to say what, like say for argument's sake, Ollie Watkins. Why would you go to Arsenal to play Champions League football? We're in the Champions League next year. Like, of course, why would you say? You know what I mean? So if you can keep all those players, your Diego Carlos's, etc., and then you get in a couple more players. Like
if we can get somebody that can, another good striker that can play alongside Watkins, or give him a bit of a break as well, and still pitch in with goals, I think we'll have a much better season, because like, Watkins got a bit tired throughout this. We relied way too heavily on him. Like, I know he's doing great, but he might gain goals.
He's closing down. He's running into blind alleys and all. His game is built on energy. Like he's not
like a forward that's kind of hanging around the box waiting for something and little sudden bursts. Like he's very much a part of the offense. Like,
who do you look at for something like that?
You are?
Who do you think? Who he's looking at?
Well, we're connected to Napoli's captain, but he's a left back, I think, right back. Can't think of his name. But apparently he's interested in chatting to us anyway. Supposed to be a good player. I don't know a lot about him, but and yeah, but that's it. Like we haven't been really connected to many other players. But I think people are waiting to see if we get Champions League before we start, because we have money. Like our chairman,
loot. Shit ain't a problem.
Yeah, no, that's we have two multi-billionaires, Wes Edens and the Indian fella, I can't think of his name. Two multi-billionaires, and they're willing to throw money at Emery. They're willing to give him a war chest. So it's just a case of whether we can spend how much we're allowed to spend with this PFL show. Like, but if we get the good, because we have been good and stayed inside the regulations and shit like that. Like, and we've gotten rid of players, more players than they to get our fucking wage bill down and stuff. So if we can get like into the Champions League, I think we can attract some decent players. Sell Douglas Luiz, and the money that we get for him as well. We could buy 3 world-class players. A centre forward, a centre mid to replace Luiz, and probably another attacking midfielder. I know I'm saying our defence is shy, but like theoretically it should be good. We've got fucking Luca Dean, Moreno, Matty Cash, Conze, fucking Diego Carlos, Paul Torres, all good players. Like defensively, just lately we've been being a bit shit defensively, but on paper we've a good structure there. So I'd go more, get a midfielder in to replace Luis, get a striker up there to help Watkins, and maybe a kind of attacking midfielder somewhere in around there that can kind of help supply Watkins and our new amazing striker.
Our new amazing striker, soon to be. Yeah, I'm trying to think of even strikers that are out there that would kind of suit us, but
we could take a little Antoine Griezmann if he was willing for it, like.
What a fucking last year?
Yeah, just a little job. Stall it down, pal. Again, we won't overplay it, but you'll get a good few games. And
that should have been Coutinho for you.
That's what I mean. Yeah, Coutinho didn't work out, like, but yeah, like a little Griezmann that's like, hey, come on, you haven't played in the Premiership yet. Come on over here, play with us. just sit in the box there. We'll get you a few goals.
Is there any sort of links to him or anything, or is this just you fucking
That was me. You know, there was last year. I
right?
think him and Emery have a bit of a history together. So yeah, it was linked, and then obviously it never happened. But then when I read it in the paper, now it could have been bullshit as well from the paper. But when I read it, it was kind of like, oh yeah, that would be a nice little fucking.
Yeah.
Come on here, get your little. See what the Premiership is like. You're not going to be
get your blackface over here.
Yeah, it's not going to be a full throttle for you. We'll give you like some games. We'll bring you on for a lot of games.
He's just there's a few players that hold this title. Like they've never been world class Ballon d'Or type players, but there's few players that hold the title of when you mention their name, you also have to add what a player to the end of it.
Yeah.
You know, when you say Antoine Griezmann, what a player. You know what I mean? There's certain players out there that just have that title of when you talk about them, you just have to add, yeah, what a player. Just everything about him is so graceful and delightful. You know what I mean? Such a wonderful footballing brain. Gets amazing goals. Just reads the game so well. Sometimes it looks like it's effortless for him. He's not even working hard, and he just goes into positions. And when he gets the ball, he has the ability to then find the right pass or the right finish every time. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And another little shout I was thinking of that before we go. Tammy Abrams, get him back.
Right, he's a good show.
Do you know what I mean? Like, again,
I'm actually surprised no one tried to do that before.
Well, no, they did, but like Roma really like him.
Yeah, but like there's Roma, and then there's coming back to the fucking Premier League, like, you know what I mean?
But that's what I mean. But come back to the Premier League in the Champions League with Villa, who we actually really enjoyed playing for as well.
I'll tell you who's been decent for them since he's left as well. Fucking Ruben Loftus-Cheek has been decent for AC Milan.
Yeah.
He's
but again, them Italian leagues, it's a bit harder to judge, aren't you? Because they are a bit easier.
Like he never really got a chance at Chelsea for whatever reason, and watching him playing a lot for AC Milan, he looks like he's a big fucking ham of a lad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
is he on loan or was he sold?
No, he was sold. He was sold. Chelsea fucking sold him. They sold Pulisic and him. They sold obviously Tammy Abrams, and they sold, was it Tomori or something?
Yeah, Tomori. Yeah.
Half like so. You think of some of the players come through Chelsea's fucking structure. It's madness.
Look, we take Cole Palmer as well.
Again, that was my argument about Harvey Elliott. Like that's the level you're looking at. If he was trying to break into that England team, he's that right-sided, left-footed player that Cole Palmer and fucking Foden are in front of him. Both of them are light years ahead of him. Like Cole Palmer is just a delightful footballer. Like,
yeah, very good. But Phil Foden is still like fucking.
Yeah, Phil Foden's different. He's different class. Like he's from what you've seen as a young fella, like the talent and the ceiling that he might have, he's fulfilled every bit of that. You know what I mean? And more. Cole Palmer, though, there's just something about that fucking little intricate left foot, you know what I mean? His fucking his pass and his range of fucking striking, smashing player.
Very, very graceful he is. Like,
yeah, like so hard to get off. He's one of those gangly cunts as well that you think you have him, and he just turns the other way and sticks his body in between you and the ball, and you just can't get it off. You know what I mean? He's quick feet and sharp and all that. But he's been. If it wasn't Chelsea that he went to, if it was someone else, he'd be fucking signed to the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just because Chelsea went so poor. You can't give signed to the season to a team that's in 10th. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he couldn't have been that good. He's a fucking 10th. But, like, obviously his performances and...
Do you reckon this is why Watkins is a good show for Player of the Year?
Ollie Watkins?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said so, no.
Well, like 19 goals, 10 assists for an Aston Villa. Like, it's the most goal involvements in the Premier League.
It all comes down to, you know, if Villa, say, won a cup or something.
Well, fourth is a cup for us.
Yeah, if he won the Europa League and he got goals towards the end of the season, it wouldn't be a bad show. I wouldn't have thought of Ollie Watkins now, to be honest.
No, I'd give it to him just because it's a major feat to be like Most in
Again,
goals involvements.
you're just looking at City and going, like, they're going to give it to Rodri, Foden, De Bruyne. Well, De Bruyne's been out injured, but then they're going to go Arsenal. They're going to look at Saka and Rice.
I reckon Ollie Watkins is a sneaky little show for it.
I don't think he'll get it though. Purely because if City win the treble again, Ollie Watkins not going to get it. Like, if Arsenal win the league, Ollie Watkins is not going to get it. It'll be Saka or it'll be Odegaard or something. You know what I mean?
Well, all I'm going to say is hear to hear first. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm not being harsh, but if he goes and scores a Europa League final goal or a Conference League, you know what I mean? Something like that fucking makes a stamp and no one else does anything between now and the end of the season kind of pitters out, yeah. If he finishes top goal scorer at the end of the season.
Which you might do. He's already 19 goals, 10 assists.
You still have Haaland to come alive and score 7 in a game against fucking Burnley between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, that's all fuck everything up, actually, yeah.
So, yeah. Football's harsh sometimes, isn't it? Yeah. People who deserve things don't really get them. But I suppose on that note, Red, we'll end our 300 recap on a depressing note. Ollie Watkins won't become player of the season.
I fucking hate this lady.
Yeah. All right. Right. Peace out, folks.
Perfect.
Been good. Take it easy.